Hi guys, this video is going to be for my sun, moon, rising Leos for the month of December. We're going to go over the transits. We're going to update these as we get to them. So we're just going to see what you guys could potentially manifest, be feeling. So let's get to it. December 2nd, Venus in Capricorn, which is in your sixth house, is going to be trining Uranus in Taurus in retrograde in your 10th house. So a trine is a blessing, or we can look at this as something that's like a gift. Something is being given to you. Something comes so natural you don't even notice it. And sometimes that's how these blessings get taken from us because maybe we get too lazy because things just happen so easily for us that we don't have to work too hard to get this. Or we kind of just get into this energy of expecting these things, right? Because we're so used to getting them. So if it's your 10th house and your 6th house talking to each other, I feel like something positive would be happening with money. Or maybe you guys would just be loved and adored during work, like regarding the work that you do, or something you're being seen for, because the 10th house is also the public house. It's not necessarily talking about your career, and neither is the 6th house. This is not just work. This is literally everything you do every single day, from the moment you guys wake up till the moment you get back home. I also think because Uranus is trining Venus, I think there would be some type of clear insight, just because I always think of the star card in tarot, where it's like the stars are coming down, and that's supposed to be looked at as like intuitive downloads, messages. And it's like, if you guys don't feel like you're in touch with that stuff, then I would say this is more like things would just be you would understand things more clearly on this day. So I think you're going to be recognized for just like people, groups of people, your friends valuing you guys and just feeling loved. People may want to invest in you during this time, like be part of your everyday regimen. Love how you appear in the public and like want to be a part of that. So let me see something. Uranus rules Aquarius, which is in your 7th house. Okay. Partnerships, relationships, committed. It's the house of commitment. And this is transforming during this time. And Venus is in Capricorn. Venus rules your 10th house in Taurus. Okay. And Venus also rules Libra, your 3rd house. So yeah, I think you would be able to see through people's words on this day. I think these are definitely people who would be interested in dating you guys. If it's not love, if it's not dating, then I think it definitely has something to do with work for sure. And no doubt in my mind, when I see Venus and Uranus talking to each other, it's always talking about money, either for the good or the negative. So what I channeled for the collective is getting healthy tips that you clearly see, you wanting to help people and people wanting to help you. So let me channel it for my sun, moon, rising Leos, how this transit's going to affect you guys. Really quick, something else I want to say. You guys could also be spending money on this day really easily. Again, that's how a trine could work. That's why sometimes it's not always a blessing. It's like, if this is talking to money, Venus, it's like you guys can fall in love super easy, or make money or spend money. So yeah, since it's in your 6th house, Venus, I would think like spending money on, well, it's in Capricorn, so practical things that are worth investing into. And definitely things that you guys value, okay? Now, it's also going to have that ricochet effect that if you realize during this time, because you're getting clear insight from spirit, that, you know, let's say you guys are in a relationship right now, and you all of a sudden see or feel strongly like this is not going to work out, then I feel like you would realize, okay, this is not worth my time or my investment. And honestly, that is what I'm channeling for you guys. I'm picking up on Libra energy. Okay. So the South Node being in Libra in communication, and I did see you guys on a phone, and that makes sense with Uranus. So hold on, I'm sorry. So what I was seeing for you guys was like this bridge, and And basically it felt like you were going towards somebody. And I feel like you guys had flowers. I can't draw, sorry. Like, it just felt like a bouquet of flowers, pretty much. And, like, you wanted this person. This is at least the energy. But then, all of a sudden, I'm seeing you at a distance, like, looking at all this. And it's like you're turning your back on it, and then I see you on your phone. So I feel like for a lot of you, there may have been something you thought you wanted, and then you realize you don't. And, you know, since the third house traditionally belongs to Gemini, I do think that, like, because I'm definitely picking up on Mercury here and Uranus, like something happening, and maybe a conversation takes place. The reason for this is because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, right? And during this time, Mercury will be in retrograde. So it is, this totally makes sense to me. You guys are rethinking something from the past that's in connection to a relationship, Libra energy. So your 7th house is going to look different at this time, obviously, right? With Pluto being there. But if Pluto rules your 4th house, the place of home, for you guys, it's like relationships would be transforming your home life, or it could be relationships, I'm sorry, would be transforming something at home. And I think during this time, because Cancer's in that 12th house, and Cancer traditionally rules that 4th house in astrology, I think you guys are, with Uranus being in Taurus and retrograde as well, really changing the things you guys value, changing how you're seen, changing the type of relationships you're in. And it all connects back to the house of privacy, how you guys are feeling emotionally and intimately. So yeah, let me see if there's anything else I see. Wait, really quick, since Venus rules Libra and the South Node's here. Oh wait, I think I said that already. The past. Yeah, so you guys would definitely, something would be happening on this day or around this time frame with clear insight regarding the past. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing it. There is like this energy of leaving something behind, and you guys feel your higher self, or a higher consciousness, however you want to phrase it, leading you in a certain direction. So for example, if this is not about romance, if it's not about dating, then this could be talking about your group of friends, you guys really reevaluating the people you associate yourself with. Or this could be you guys really reevaluating you guys, like, and how you appear publicly, or what it is you guys do for a living, the type of money you make, and how to change this. But what I am getting is definitely relationships. And I'm seeing you like leave somebody behind and you going towards another person. But I do see also that there's like a lot of people. So I feel like you guys have options. Either that, or you're just very social during this time. All right. December 4th, Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius in your 5th house is opposing Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini in your 11th. So again, on December 4th, we have Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius in your 5th house, opposing Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini in your 11th house. So to me, this always speaks of the bigger picture when it comes to Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius energy will look at, let's say, a painting. This is the way it was described to me. We'll look at a painting and you'll see a tree. And they may describe exactly that, maybe a little bit of detail, and that's it. Gemini energy is going to break down every part of that painting, and then may even reflect on what the meaning is. Maybe the artist chose blue leaves instead of green, and probably because if you look here in the corner of the painting, there is this blue lake in the background. They will go into detail to find meaning. Where Sagittarius energy understands that you really don't need all that. And you can actually get lost in time, being hyper-focused on the details. So they're both in retrograde. I like that part because well, not so much for Mercury being in Sagittarius and a fire sign. That to me creates miscommunication, arguments, typos, because typical Mercury retrograde things, but more so in a fire sign because it's like you're moving too fast. You may think you understand something clearly, but you really don't. You just may be quick to say whatever it is you want, but maybe you shouldn't. But thank goodness Jupiter is in retrograde over here because it's slowing things down. It's pumping the brakes. It's making you go within. It's at least making you think before you speak. Whereas Mercury retrograde, I feel like would have the opposite effect. And then also with oppositions, this creates inner conflict, okay? You're going to feel like literally you're being pulled to this end of the room and then while at the same time being pulled to that end of the room. So the advice here is to compromise. Now it's happening in your 5th house, a house where you are being seen, whether it's romantically, like people are noticing you, or it's like when you walk into a room, people are also noticing you because of your energy. 11th house is the same thing in the sense that it's not actually, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. The 11th house is being with groups of people. It's your group of friends. It's, you know, it's a humanitarian type of energy. It's also the internet. It's social networking. It's getting together with people. And it's in Gemini, which is 3rd house energy traditionally, which talks about your local community, your friends, aunts, uncles, siblings, things of that nature. You guys learning something. And you guys should be learning a lot, either about your friends at this time or learning about romance. Like you guys are, especially with Mercury being the ruler of Gemini and Jupiter being the ruler of Sagittarius, you guys are definitely communicating with people. Oh my God, the sun here. Yes, the sun in the 5th house. You guys are definitely like a sex magnet this month. Or you guys, where's Leo? Oh, yeah. So the sun rules Leo and Mars is here in your 1st house. So let me just tell you really quick, Mars being in the 1st house in Leo, this can be looked at as a sex magnet. It's very sexually alluring. And then the sun being in the 5th house in Sagittarius, I would say that this can take on the same effect because the sun is in the 5th house. So I think people, it's either going to be you or other people. It's like, let's say you guys are dating during this time. People are going to want to, people from your past, or you guys are going to be talking to people from your past, or you're going to be thinking about people from your past, or people will be thinking about you guys. And this is because you guys will be thinking about the bigger picture. You're not thinking about the tiny little details because either A, you don't know, or B, you're not sure, or C, you know, you just don't want to think about it because it's too much to think in that much detail. Like, where does this go? That would be the inner conflict, okay? Because Jupiter in retrograde is going to want to focus on the details, and you either don't have them or you don't want to think about them. If it's not that, it could be like literally wanting to talk about things that maybe you guys are confident about during this time that you want to express to friends. You may be kind of coming off as like a teacher energy where you are teaching people. And I'm not saying it would be like in like a bad way, but this is the energy that this speaks of. But it could be, it's like you're either teaching things about yourself, or maybe you guys are teaching things. And the reason I'm saying, why did I say yourself? I'm sorry. No, 5th house. You guys, no. You guys could potentially be talking about either the things you're learning. You guys could be, honestly, you guys could be gossiping. You guys could be at odds with your group of friends. There's just this energy about like the conversations you're having right now. Either you are the topic of conversation in some type of public way where like people are in your business about either who you're sleeping with, who you're dating. And Jupiter and Gemini in that 11th house is going to want to expand upon that. People or your group of friends may just want to talk about you and your dating life, or what it is you guys do for fun. Yeah, I feel like I'm just repeating myself. So hold on one second. Okay, so with Mercury ruling Virgo and Gemini, it's like you guys could be talking about what it is you value. You guys could be talking about work. You guys could be talking, or people could be trying to talk about, like, find information from you guys at this time about something to do with money, for sure, because the sixth house traditionally is ruled by Virgo, and right now you guys have Venus and Capricorn here. So I think conversations like that could be coming up. What I channeled for the collective is seeing the bigger picture, but at the same time, waiting for the details and not getting it. So for example, during this transit, since this is happening your 5th and 11th, I think this could be like how that could play out with the collective for you guys specifically, is people seeing the bigger picture. Literally, like, your group of people are witnessing something, like people either you guys are talking to at this time, or that you're having fun. Oh, Mercury, right, traveling. I forgot about that as well. People could be seeing you as this person who spends money on traveling or gets to travel for work. There's something here. But anyway, so with the collective, that's what I channeled. I'm seeing you going down a path where you see something good, and so do others. So you go down this path because you feel positive about it. So people could be invested, like, in your work life at this time, or your dating life, something like that. Maybe they're just being nosy. But I do think because the 9th house traditionally belongs to Sagittarius energy, and you guys have Aries here with the North Node and Chiron, there would be like conversations or thoughts about a belief system for sure, or about traveling. With Mars being the ruler of Aries and this in your 1st house, and the Sun ruling Leo and this in your 5th, you guys are definitely either traveling with people you're sleeping with, or dating, or this is just how people are seeing you at this time. So the way I'm channeling it for you guys specifically is I'm seeing this wall up, and I feel like you guys are kind of like keeping people out. So I do think people will be in your business, or try to be. And you're either being very selective with who you engage with during this time, or what exactly it is you're talking about. But you're definitely, there's some type of focus on time. I'm not too sure why. Maybe Mercury. But there's something about the energy was time and commitment. Like, and to me that screams Venus and Capricorn. Like, where and who are you going to be investing your time with? Like, that is the energy, and it seems to feel, it seems to keep you guys grounded during this time when it comes to your boundaries. Okay, so later that day, December 4th, Sun in Sagittarius in your 5th house is squaring Saturn and Pisces in your 8th. Okay, I was definitely picking up on that. So the reason I'm picking up on that is because it's happening the same day. And definitely double check these days that these transits are happening. I may be off by a day or two, but to me this makes sense. Sun in Sagittarius in your 5th house will be squaring Saturn and Pisces in your 8th. So a square is a block. It's a holdup in time. There's friction you're going to feel whether you're doing something or not on this day. It's just, you can't really avoid a square. It's karmic, and it's intentional. It's to slow things down. So when I think of the Sun and Saturn talking to each other in a negative way, which is a negative way, would be a square, it's almost as if the father, which would be Saturn, which is the Lord of Time, and that's the energy I was picking up from you guys, by the way, the Lord of Time, is telling the child, the son, and the son can be looked at as the father or the child, by the way, but in this instance, I'm going to do it as a child. It's like the father would be telling the child to stop being so loud, to stop being itself, it would, like, the energy is this, like, pretend this is the sun and Saturn's like doing that. Like, that's the energy. It's trying to suppress it. So therefore, how this may play out is, it's like, if the sun is the planetary version of your higher self, it's like you cannot be either authentic on this day, or you'll have misunderstandings as to who you are as a person. You may not have a lot of energy, a lot of vitality. You may feel sick on this day. You will not be happy. I can promise you, you guys will not be feeling optimistic unless you have like something really positive going on in your natal chart that day with these transits, then maybe. But honestly, the Saturn squaring the sun is just dampening something in your life. And for you guys personally, it's definitely showing up as dating. And if it's not dating, then I'm going to say it has something to do with the things you guys value, which is earth energy is what I'm picking up on. Groundedness, stability. It's like you would be honoring that energy. And if like you're not getting that, you're keeping other people out. It's like you don't want people having access to you is what I'm picking up on, unless they're investing into you, or if you or unless you think it's a good investment. So when I channel it again for my sun, moon, rising Leos on that day, sun square Saturn, what I'm getting is, it's kind of funny. So I feel like you guys are either dating or trying to find somebody to invest into, like, and I mean like a relationship long term, because I see you behind this boundary, this fence. Let's just call it a fence. And you're behind it. And I do see a few people on the other side. And there's this door like through the fence. And I see you on the other side, and you are able to see all these people. Like, you're able to see them. And I see one individual, I feel like this is so weird. But again, you guys would be you guys are always a sex magnet. You're sun, moon, rising Leo. But more so with Mars in that first house, especially with the sun in the fifth, the ruler of you guys. There's somebody who's like taking off their clothes. They put them back on. Just so like you'll give them attention, or just so they can get access to you. And you decide against it. So I feel like you guys have options that may be readily available, or maybe seen as easy, or it's not so much a conquest. So it's like you're not interested in this. Or maybe it's because you guys aren't happy. Honestly, I'm getting with the sun for some reason. Like I'm seeing that you see things clearly, but your walls are up. And then I do see somebody specific. I feel like maybe two people, I don't know. It was either one or two people who you are open about. Because then it's like you leave the door open, but it's not fully open. But it's like you're also not closing it. So there's something to that. So yeah, all I'm going to say is when this transit happens, Mercury squaring the sun, if you guys are depressed during this time, just remember it's a phase. It's not permanent. Because Saturn squaring the sun can make you feel like you didn't work hard enough, or you're not good enough, and just realize it's all in your head on this day. But apply common sense, make sure that's accurate, what I'm saying for you guys. So what I channeled for the collective is, I see your higher self telling you to talk to specific people, but you either don't want to, or you have difficulty doing so. Okay. Later that day, December 4th, Venus in Capricorn in your 6th house will be sextiling Neptune in retrograde in Pisces. Oh, wait, why did I say retrograde? Wait, is it retrograde? Yes, it's still retrograde at this point. In Pisces in the 8th house. So again, December 4th, we have Venus in Capricorn in your 6th house. It's sextiling Neptune in retrograde in Pisces in your 8th. So a sextile is an energy that you have to put work into. Otherwise, this energy will just sit there. But why this energy is considered to be a blessing is because if you at least put your energy and time into this, whatever this is, you're more than likely going to get what it is you wanted. So yeah, this may or may not happen for you guys on this day. But when Venus is talking to Neptune in a positive way, I love it. It's a feel-good energy. It's a manifesting energy because Neptune's in Pisces in the water house, and it's in the 8th house, the magic house. And then Venus is in Capricorn. So this is earth energy. I like, for example, I like Saturn and Neptune. I like both of these because these two together can manifest literally earth and water. I mean, if Neptune traditionally belongs to that 12th house where this is where you're daydreaming, well, how have you guys ever created anything in your life that you actually wanted and were successful with? It's Saturn, because Saturn, you've put work into the daydream, which is Neptune. Saturn is literally earth. It is the earthly plane. So you guys are extracting your ideas, your dreams, and making it a reality, right? The same to me can be said when it comes to maybe love or artistic endeavors, or maybe money. Again, it's a sextile, so you have to do something, but it seems like it would be worth it when it comes to something you guys may daydream about, something that may be a fantasy that you don't share with everyone. It connects back to your inner world, like your emotions. It could have something to do with, I know it has something to do with the past. I don't have to ask that. I'm sorry. It does have something to do with the past. And the reason I'm going there is because Pisces traditionally rules that 12th house. So I'm sure like your inner world for you guys has a lot to do with being deeply connected to your emotions. I mean, it depends if you guys are in touch with this or not, but Cancer energy is the past and Pisces energy is the future and the past. So I do think you guys daydream about both worlds a lot, like overdrive. I do. Because you guys literally have these water houses in your 4th, your 8th, and your 12th. So you guys are trying to transform something when it comes to what feels like home. And this connects to your inner world is what I get. So the reason I'm saying all that is because I think on this day, you could maybe, let's say if you've been feeling down, depressed, you can't get out of it. I think on this day, if you invest in yourself, in your body, you would be able to push yourself to maybe exercise on this day, or to meditate, do yoga, whatever it is that like makes you mentally feel better when your emotions take control of you guys. Because I do think that's a thing that you guys maybe suppress for some of you. What else do I think? I think because Venus and Neptune are, like, Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. There's unconditional love here. There's spiritual love. There's true forgiveness here. So I think you guys have an opportunity to heal on this day as well. You guys can heal your emotions. You can transform them. But you have to invest into yourself. You have to take the time to invest in your internal world in order to heal this. Because the 6th house is your everyday regimen. It's your schedule. What are you doing to take care of yourself? So, yeah, let's just, let's channel it. Okay, so the way the message is being shown to me, it's, what are you guys seeing in your life that you want, that you do not currently have? What is it that you want? It's almost like that scene from The Notebook. What do you want? That's what I'm getting. When I think on this day, you guys can really be in touch with your inner world. Like, I'm getting therapy energy on this day with your psyche. So I think either on this day, you guys can expect to unblock maybe blockages you've had. I'm getting manifesting, like the things that you don't have, you can try to manifest on this day, or at least you can come up with a game plan, like how to get this, how to get that. And whatever that is, if you actually stick to that, you can do it. That's what I'm getting very strongly. But again, it's a sextile. You have to actually do it. So if I'm saying like Spirit's showing me that if you take time out of your day on this day to sit back and relax and try to think about what is it that you want out of life that you don't currently have, but you want, if you write these things down and you see it in front of you, you're going to be in touch with something that maybe you normally don't have access to, or maybe something you don't fully understand. And then if you come up with like a game plan, how to get this in your life, it's like whatever you write down, you can actually do those things. So maybe you guys block yourself with Saturn being in your 8th house and Pisces. You know, there's blessings, and then there's positive and negative things to every planet being in a certain house in a specific zodiac sign. And I think Saturn can be great to some extent, but it can create depression. It can hold you guys back. It can make you think like you cannot manifest certain things. You guys may be experiencing that during this time, but if you feel that you are seeing something you want to commit to, or that you want in your life, whether it's money, whether it's love, whether it's being healthy, write down how can you get that and start working towards that, because I think this transit is giving you that blessing. What did I channel for the collective? Okay, definitely don't think this is everybody's story. Conversations about sex. It may be uncomfortable, but I see a committed partnership happening with sex, potentially a situationship. So now that I look at this, yeah, that could, for some of you guys where, you know, that's, you know, you don't have like these okay, anyway, I'm being a bitch. Yes, this could definitely be that for sure. And it would be, I think it would be good. So, you know, yeah, definitely. Because 6th house is looked at as the body and the 8th house is sex. So, Virgo traditionally rules that 6th house and Scorpio traditionally rules the 8th house. So yeah, you guys may be having sex with another person at this time. Yeah, definitely. I could see that for sure. All right, let's move on. December 5th, Sun in Sagittarius in your 5th house is conjunct Mercury in retrograde in your 5th house. So again, December 5th, we have Sun in Sagittarius and it's conjunct Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius in your 5th house. To me, when the Sun and Mercury are talking to each other in a positive way, I look at this as somebody who's smart, somebody who's able to see, somebody who's able to be optimistic, positive, especially because it's in Sagittarius. This is going to give you that energy of feeling confident. No, I think so. It's gonna give you confidence when it comes to standing out, self-expression, your inner child, maybe positive conversations about children. You could be revisiting old conversations you've had and being able to see something more clearly. And the reason I'm saying that is because that's what the Sun does when it's talking to Mercury, like conjunct. It's a very good energy. But at the same time, Mercury is in retrograde. So there's misunderstandings, there's delays, there could be arguments. So yeah, I do think this could give you that competitive edge to conquer something you guys are looking to achieve at this time, because I am picking up on achievement. Because Leo is the Sun is the ruler of Leo. It's in your 1st house. You guys have Mars here currently. If Mars is the ruler of Aries in your 9th house and you guys have the North Node here, you guys are definitely feeling that destined energy towards achieving, you know, it depends where you guys are at in your soul's evolution. But when I think of the North Node in the 9th house, you're being driven. It's like material things may not satisfy you guys at this time. So I don't know if you're in touch with that yet. I don't know if you guys will be in touch with that because you guys may be driven right now to apply for jobs, because honestly, I could see that too. I know that's happening for you guys because Venus is in your 6th house, Uranus in retrograde in Taurus, like stability, your wallet, the things you value has been, you know, getting rocked, not in the best way possible. Or maybe for some of you it's been good, but it probably wasn't good at first. It probably had its ups and downs, ups and downs. But with the North Node being in the 9th house, you are driven to find something bigger than yourself. Again, it's like, I don't know if you guys are in touch with that energy because not everybody is in touch with that evolved version of each, I want to say planetary energy, like the purpose of it, because I think you guys are just definitely driven for something, but you're going to be feeling unfulfilled because you're just looking for dopamine. That's also the way I look at the North Node. Like, yeah, the North Node makes us uncomfortable, but at the same time, you're driven to succeed with whatever it is. At least in my opinion. I mean, yeah, we want to stay comfortable. So there's always this energy with the North and South Node in our chart. But there's some type of drive for you guys during this time in the 9th house. It's either to travel, to expand your horizons, to learn, to figure out some type of belief system. You guys may be looking, like when I had my North Node in the 9th house, and I wasn't into astrology at this time, I kept asking for signs and messages. Like, what is this? What should I do? What should I do? It's like material things at that time were not fulfilling me, and I didn't even realize it. I realized that I was down because I just didn't like the person I was with, but I felt like I already invested time into the person, and I just didn't want to let that go. That's how that can manifest too. Again, it really, if you're not in touch with what's really going on in your life, you may not notice it during this time. But Mercury conjunct the Sun in your 5th house, you guys are definitely feeling confident and eager to achieve standing out amongst the rest, whether that's for dating, whether that's for being seen in a certain type of way. But that's something I'm getting. Like when I think of Pluto in the 7th house, I think of a powerful partner. And you guys have the ruler of Aquarius, which is Uranus in your 10th house, a public house. You definitely want to be seen in some kind of way right now, whether it's business partnerships or for having money, for status, or if it's not status, then you just want to be grounded. You want to feel safe with money. So you may be working hard to achieve that. So you may be putting yourself out there. This could be that energy too. Literally, like with Jupiter in that 11th house, you guys are eager to win through social networking, to get a new job, to sign a new contract where they take you on and it's like you're a leader now, or you just make more money. So let's channel it for you guys specifically. Yeah, I'm definitely picking up on not being, not feeling like, yeah, you guys are feeling successful in the sense that I see a lot of people are interested in you, or you may be valued or appreciated with something in your life right now publicly to some extent, whether it's just like work or your group of friends. But I'm also getting that North Node in Aries in your 9th house, and Chiron potentially like being the feeling that I'm seeing for you guys. It's like just not satisfied. It's like you see things that you're good at, or I'm just seeing that you are able literally to see the sun. It's like lighting up things in your life and you don't feel satisfied. It's like you don't want to listen to actually what's going on in your life. Like the way I'm seeing it is, I'm seeing the glyph for the North Node, and it's like headphones over your head, and you're just sitting on this chair. It feels like, you know where those, what are they called? Those guys who speak on the radio for sports. When they go to those sports games, they go in like the media room, No, that's a horrible example, unless you know what I'm trying to talk about. Or when celebrities go to us, like a football game, you know how they're in those like VIP booths? I don't know why I can't think of words when I start recording myself, but anyway, it's like you guys are in that, and you're able to see things clearly in your life. Like I see a screen, I see the floor below you, like let's say the stadium, whatever it is, the stage. But it's like, it's not fulfilling you guys. I'm just getting reflection. I'm getting reflection and being eager to follow that. But what I channeled for the collective is I see conversations where people are trying to figure out how you feel, trying to understand you as a person. I'm picking up on detective energy. So yeah, I feel like that's not even, that's not spoken enough about. But Mercury and Sagittarius, I just, this is detective energy. This is like, what is it? Page of Wands? I think it's Page of Wands in tarot. But yeah, you know, and people would never know because Sagittarius energy is calm, cool, collected. So you guys, like you may be attracting people like that into your life right now. December 6th, Mars goes retrograde in Leo. Okay, so this is probably also what I'm picking up on, where it's like, yeah, you're driven, but maybe it's like things are slowing down, and because things are slowing down, it makes you want to reflect. It makes you want to figure things out. So it's happening in your first house, and this is December 6th. So I feel like these transits that I've been channeling, it's like it's showing you basically saying no to physical activity. I feel like it's sex. So if you guys are still like sleeping with another person, maybe it's just not as much sex, or maybe you just don't feel as driven as you did before because it's like your focus is elsewhere. I keep seeing that like you're driven right now to go towards your future. Like I'm seeing you guys look into this crystal ball, and then it goes back and forth to your eye. And let's say this is your pupil, right? It's like the pupil then turns into a ring, like an actual ring. So it gives me like Venus energy. That's how it feels, Venus. And then if I look at it right now, then I'm thinking Saturn. So I really do think Venus and Capricorn in your 6th house is really making you guys, getting you guys in touch with the things you guys value. And the reason I'm going back to this is because your 2nd house is ruled by Virgo. And if Virgo traditionally rules that 6th house, you guys have Venus and Capricorn. So it's like you guys value a schedule, a regimen, things that just make sense. I don't know. I love Virgo energy, so I know not everybody's a fan, but this is something you guys value. It's mutable, it's open. And when Venus is here in Capricorn in your 6th house, I think you guys are just eager to commit to something in your life when it comes to the things you guys legitimately want to invest into. So when Mars goes retrograde, I think it may be physically slowing you guys down, but you're getting more in touch with this 9th house. I'm telling you. I'm getting Mercury in Sagittarius in retrograde in your 5th house. There's like going back to an old idea. You guys may be rethinking. I want to say, number one, like I said before, romance, dating. And like how that falls into somehow your everyday schedule. Like, is that something you want to commit to at this time? Because you're definitely rethinking something. Definitely. I'm getting almost like a 4 of Swords energy from tarot, which is going within, meditation, contemplation. And I see you guys taking off your sunglasses, but then when you take those off, there's another pair on your head already, like on covering your eyes. And then you take off that pair, and then I see your eyes and they're closed, but you are looking. So it's like, I think you're just having conflicts with either yourself and what success feels like to you. Because you're definitely in this energy right now of like wanting, I want to say like, what is it? Wanderlust? Like there is this energy of wanting to free your mind, to have an understanding of things that are bigger than ourselves, because you're having difficulty with not feeling satisfied in your life right now. Despite having potential gains or some type of success. All right. Later that day, December 6th, Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius in your 5th house will be squaring Saturn and Pisces in your 8th house. Yeah, and that's not helping matters at all. So again, December 6th, we have Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius in your 5th house. It's squaring Saturn and Pisces in your 8th. Hate this energy. Again, very similar to the sun squaring Saturn, except it's Mercury and Saturn, which means your thoughts, communication is going to be suppressed. Like it's going to be blocked. You're going to feel like you can't manifest. You're going to feel like you're going to feel depressed. You're going to be negative. You're going to be a pessimistic. You may misunderstand people. You may get into arguments. Time will not be a priority. You will be late, potentially. You know, and all those things I just said, I shouldn't have said you will. Like, no, one of those things may happen. Just to be clear, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have phrased it that way. Anyway, so when Saturn is blocking your thoughts and communication, it's going to feel like you can't speak, or it's going to feel like you can't understand something. There also may be delays in travel for you guys. So let's say if you were talking to someone that you're dating, you guys may get into a fight during this time because it's in your 5th house. If you guys were supposed to travel somewhere to somebody, to go see somebody that you're dating, there may be delays or it may get canceled. Trying to think. There could be conversations at work with your boss that don't go over well. There could be misunderstandings there. Anything else? Yeah, I just think like you guys may want to have fun, but you'll have difficulty doing so. So I'm definitely getting loner vibes. You guys may feel alone. You may want to be alone. But I think it could be because Mercury's in retrograde. I'm not too sure. But the way I'm seeing this, I feel like you guys will be talking to somebody on this day that like maybe you date or sleep with, or maybe you're in a relationship with, and it's like, I don't think you actually want to be with this person, at least not on this day. That's how it's coming through. But I'm also getting passion, like you guys feeling physically inclined. So you may, like sleep with somebody or like talk to somebody that you normally wouldn't because you're feeling down on this day, or maybe because you don't want to feel alone. That's at least how it's coming through. What I channeled for the collective is feeling like you can't speak about something from the past. It's like you saw this path in the distance, a victory, a dream for yourself, and now it keeps getting further and further away. Yeah, again, my advice here to you guys would be to remind yourself on this day that it's just a phase and it's not permanent. It's just something you're gonna feel, and to ride out the storm. Later that day, December 6th, Venus enters Aquarius. So Venus is leaving your 6th house in Capricorn and is entering your 7th house of committed relationships, partnerships. So for some of you guys who have been putting yourselves out there, applying for jobs, because I know that's what's been going on for some of you, I'm going to say this is like when you guys start your job, like, or you hear back from, I don't know, the job interview, or there would just be something different for you guys because it's in your 7th house, which either means it's like you are now going to be in a committed relationship, or something is happening with your money during this time. It could be an increase or a decrease. You could be signing a contract because it's in your 7th house. Like whatever, like new job hires you, it's like you would have to sign papers to start working for them. Aquarius energy, I just think of the internet. I think of groups of people. I think of social networking. I think of groups of friends. So you'll definitely be wanting to go out, and you guys will be engaging in activities with them where it's like maybe that person owes you $10, or maybe this person owes you a ride. I don't know, but there would be some type of agreement with your friends during this time. I do feel like it would have to do with money, with Uranus being in Taurus in retrograde. Also, Venus is close enough to Pluto. It may be conjunct, actually, once Venus enters Aquarius. So I know something would be changing when it comes to either money or love for you guys. Or how you view things that give you pleasure would be changing. And honestly, I feel like that's kind of like your storyline so far. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else I want to add on to that? Venus rules your 3rd house, so the South Node in your 3rd, so communication. And then Venus also rules your 10th house, your career, your public. Excuse me. Yeah, so you may be... yeah, you may be spending money. You may be spending money on the internet during this time. It could connect back to traveling is what I'm seeing. But to me, this is talking about more so either relationships. Like either this will be like on your mind big time, or again, because Uranus rules Aquarius, and I think of your friends, and it's in your 10th house in Taurus, and Taurus is talking about traditionally your wallet, your money, the things you own and value. I just think you guys will definitely be seeing this during this time frame for somebody who either loves their friends or going out with their friends. You guys could literally be dating your friends at this time. What I do want to say is, and it really does depend what's going on in your own chart with these transits. I don't necessarily trust the transit of Venus entering Aquarius in the 7th house. I mean, actually, no, I want to take that back. I could see this being the beginning of whatever storyline is going to play out for you guys while Pluto's in your 7th house. Something would be transforming at this time for you guys when it comes to your love life, or at least how you guys feel about love or how you see love. So how it's coming through is I'm literally seeing you guys, either like your groups of friends will be changing at this time, or it's just you're hanging out with different groups of people during this time. Because I'm seeing you with like one group of people and you're socializing, and I feel like you're banging somebody in that group, or you like somebody, or you're talking to somebody, or maybe you're just attracted to somebody. Then you go to another group of friends and there's something slightly similar happening there. And then you go to another 3rd group of friends, and like it just seems chill. It just seems like a coffee shop in the 90s in Seattle, Washington. I don't know if you understood that vibe I just gave, but it's like, it's super chill. There's no drama. It's, yeah, because I just kept watching and I'm like, okay, when is something going to happen? Because that's what I'm used to seeing in these visions, is something randomly happening. Actually, I just reminded myself. So in the first group of friends that you talk to, or one of these groups at least, I definitely felt Uranus. I felt like it felt like an earthquake, like a small earthquake, at least 2 or 3 times. So there's definitely one group of friends I feel like you guys have where like expect the unexpected. That's what I was getting. And it may have something to do with literally like meeting somebody through a group of friends that you end up liking, or just hooking up with. So what did I channel for the collective? A game of chess with someone you are dating or are romantic with. I get that either you or this person is the emperor, and it takes a lot to get them to be the chariot to make a move. There's no consistency. You're both waiting on each other. So yeah, that could be some of your storylines playing out as well. I just feel like it's definitely like a social gathering type of energy where you're going to want to be with friends. And since you guys usually either date friends or people who feel like friends, or I guess people who are different than you guys, your ethnicity, your culture, whatever, I just feel like, or I shouldn't say that. That's more Sagittarius. I'm sorry. I feel like you guys date people who are eccentric, they're different, oddball, or I guess how it could manifest is intelligent, smart, but they're quirky in some way. No matter what, like they're different and they're standing out for that. Okay, December 7th, Ceres enters Aquarius. So the asteroid, the asteroid that talks about healing is going into your 7th house of Aquarius. So what I channeled for the collective was go out and do things with friends. So again, Ceres, like wherever it's transiting at this time, this is like what would be best for our soul when it comes to healing. Like what will make us feel better during this time. And there's something to this. Like if you guys look into this, it may not sound like it. It may not feel like it, especially if you're a loner. But I would say just give it a try and see if there's something to that. So let's channel it for you guys. Wait, I don't want to forget this. What I'm seeing with Ceres and Aquarius for you guys right now is I'm getting future vibes. And I forgot, Aquarius energy does talk about the future. Aquarius energy is ahead of the game because they're tapping into something that has not yet happened. But they're usually, they're always on to something. Like I said before, they're ahead of the game. So I'm seeing you guys and you're looking into a crystal ball. Kylo, come here. And the crystal ball then turns into a crystal and it's like in the shape of a heart. I know this is a horrible heart. And then in the distance, I see this person that is supposed to be symbolic of this energy for you. Like you see something or someone very clearly. I shouldn't say very clearly, but there's a certain energy you feel towards somebody specific. So it could be your friend or somebody you meet on the internet, somebody you meet at work during this time. But there's definitely somebody that makes you feel some kind of way. So I think also what would be healing for some of you, because I don't think this is everybody's storyline, I'm definitely seeing you being like either going on a date or being interested in somebody specific. But at the same time, it's like you're looking, like you keep doing this energy where your head looks this way while like you're on a date with somebody else, your head looks that way. Like it keeps looking in a certain direction. So I don't think you guys will be fully invested into anything super serious right now. At least that's not what I'm getting. That's not the energy that's coming through. I'm getting unfocused energy. And this could be because Uranus is in retrograde. You guys may be trying to like hear spirit or try to understand what it is you actually value and want. Let's see, December 7th. So later that day, Venus in Aquarius in your 7th house will be conjunct Pluto in Aquarius in your 7th house. So when Venus and Pluto are talking to each other in a positive way, I like this. It's something that's transforming in your life at this time. It's changing. So it's either money or relationships or how you view relationships. Somehow like your committed partnerships would be changing. So yeah, what I channeled for the collective is randomly having sex on this day. Seeing people different on this day and being attracted to them. People who were going in the opposite direction of you in life. So just basically somebody you would normally never date or talk to or think you would be interested in. There is the potential of this happening on this date. Okay, I'm seeing you guys as like trying to focus or talk to somebody specific, but it's like you guys have a lot of options during this time, and I feel like there's a lot of temptation. So I feel like with Pluto being here, you guys are like this sex magnet is what I'm picking up on. I wouldn't normally say that with Pluto and Aquarius, to be honest with you. But Pluto in general, and let alone the fact that Pluto is conjunct Venus, I do think this would make you guys like having opportunities here when it comes to open relationships, okay? So yeah, and these things may happen just randomly out of nowhere. Is there anything else I want to add on to that? Oh, that's why I was getting Mercury. So because the 11th house traditionally is ruled by Aquarius, and you guys have Jupiter here right now in retrograde in Gemini, you're definitely like thinking before you act. But Jupiter to me is a popular energy, and it's in your 11th house, social networking, group of friends, the internet, and Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is in your 5th house, the house of play, the house of romance, and you guys have the sun here. So you're being seen, you're being acknowledged. Like people want to date you or sleep with you, whichever. And Mercury being in retrograde, it's like you're definitely rethinking relationships at this time. But also I don't really see I don't see stability, honestly. And I feel like with these transits, I don't see anything stable. I don't see anything long-term. I don't see anything permanent. These are all let's have fun energies. So yeah. All right. So December 7th, later that day, we have Sun in Sagittarius in your 5th house, and it's opposing Jupiter in Gemini in your 11th house in retrograde. So again, December 7th, we have the Sun in Sagittarius in your 5th house. It's opposing Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in your 11th. So again, oppositions, they create inner tension, because it's like you're going in this direction, but you also want to go in that direction. So you feel pulled, but at the same time, the advice here is to compromise, like go half. So it's like in order to do that, you have to give up something you wanted. So I feel like this is going to manifest for you guys when it comes to dating, when it comes to self-expression, when it comes to your group of friends. You guys may want to stand out, or you may not want to stand out, but your group of friends are going to be making you stand out. You're going to be seen when you don't want to be seen. Or maybe it's the opposite. You do want to be seen, but you're not being seen. Honestly, no, I don't see that at all. I'm going to stick with what I said. You're going to be seen, but maybe you don't want to be. So the Sun and Jupiter, they're both optimistic and happy-go-lucky energies. Again, Jupiter in Gemini is always going to be this expanding upon words energy. And it's with your group of friends, the internet. So you may be learning things on the internet that you want to share with other people. You may want to express this. Or maybe there's things you want to express, but you feel like you can't for one reason or another. Or, you know what this says to me too? This could be one of those things where like you're dating someone and you don't post them publicly, like on the internet. And then there's like this friction around that, because it's like the Sun wants to be seen. It wants to be visual. It wants to be put on stage. And then it's opposing, it's in the opposite direction of Jupiter in Gemini, which is expanding upon, conversations at this time, the things you're learning, your friends, but it's happening on the internet. So it's like you may not want to, or maybe you do want to show things that are happening in your life, but you may think twice about it, especially with that Jupiter in retrograde. Anything else I want to say to that? No. So what a channel for the collective is, I see you being visible to someone and giving, and how this person can't stop thinking about you. It may be to the point where they need to be alone, or someone can intuitively see through you and it makes you feel uncomfortable and you want to be alone. Yeah, kind of similar to what I was saying before, where you're going to be seen on stage, but you may not want to be. So let's channel it for you guys. I'm getting this energy. I keep seeing teeth. So Mercury in retrograde's coming through. Mercury energy. So the way I'm seeing it is, it's like you may be watching every word that somebody is saying that either you like or that you're dating or sleeping with during this time. Or if you don't feel like that's you, then it's definitely somebody else paying attention. Like I see like this focus on watching somebody's every word. So another thing I'm channeling for you guys is like I'm getting freedom. I'm getting freedom with expressing whatever the fuck it is you want to. So that's the thing about Jupiter too. Sometimes, not sometimes, I'm sorry. It's like if Jupiter were squaring the sun, or if there's a square with Jupiter, Jupiter, whatever it touches, it expands upon. So it's like the karmic lesson there could be that it's going too big when it should watch itself. It should understand boundaries. I'm kind of getting something like that here too, where with Jupiter opposing the sun, there is this energy of trying to free yourself, and it's either with like the things you want to post on the internet, and just doing whatever you want regardless, or maybe communicating freely. You may be pushing yourself to do that, but it's a message I'm getting. I'm getting freedom and like posting. And so like if you guys are dating somebody at this time, you may decide to just like post publicly about them. There may be some type of inner friction about it, but like I could see you guys just doing it. What was another thing I was channeling? Oh, it felt like almost like fame, you know, like when singers are about to perform in some type of venue. It's like I'm seeing the stadium, and I'm seeing like what's supposed to be you guys coming through, like I guess a back entrance, and everybody's making sure like you're ready, like the security guards, whatever. And then I feel like you're kissing somebody. So I really, again, I'm getting this energy of making something public. And like I said, because I don't think everybody is, you know, dating or, you know, into romance at this time. So if none of that sounds like it's your storyline, then I'm just going to say you may push yourself to be social on this day when you really don't feel like it. People are going to want to talk to you, and you may not want to talk to them, but you decide to do it anyway. Something like that. Anything else? No. So later that day, December 7th, Neptune goes direct in Pisces in your 8th house. So again, December 7th, Neptune goes direct in Pisces in your 8th house. To me, I feel like whatever you guys were seeing differently once Neptune went into retrograde, like I feel like that would be closer to the truth. Like I think you were viewing something a certain type of way when it comes to maybe relationships or work. Wherever Pluto was when Neptune was direct, I feel like that's what would have changed. Like you would have seen something in your life differently, and it would have been more realistic versus an illusion. You may have had illusions about yourself. You may have had illusions about work, about your everyday regimen. You may have had, was Pluto in Capricorn? I feel like, was Pluto in Capricorn? Pluto may have been in Aquarius. I don't remember anymore. If Pluto was in Aquarius when Neptune went retrograde, you may have started seeing people differently that you were interested in or dating. My point to saying all this is that you guys may go back to illusions once Neptune goes direct, or it's like you will realize and be more in touch with your intuition at this time. You just may not like what it's telling you. I just feel like when Neptune went into retrograde, there was something that we were seeing more clearly that didn't align with the fantasy. But once Neptune goes direct, I feel like we're kind of going back to that same storyline about whatever this was in your life at this time, whether it was work or a relationship. How has this daydream, this fantasy changed? And what did you get more realistic about, more practical? Try not to go back to the illusion. Try not to go back to what you thought this topic was at one point, because I think it was exactly the way you saw it once Neptune went into retrograde. So what I channel for the collective is getting a phone call, something sexual, going full speed ahead, tips about time, and a band-aid is what I'm seeing. Sacrifices now for the future, for something to grow. So with Neptune energy, there are sacrifices, because it's like once you realize that you are just like almost addicted to escapism, or you were escaping with a situation or someone, I think it's just easier to go back to that. But it's like it would just stay an illusion because it's not real. So I think you guys, especially with Saturn being in Pisces, are asked to get real. So let me channel it for you guys. Okay, so how I'm seeing it is there's some type of reflection going on with how you guys communicate. Or it's like you're reflecting about literally your own thoughts. Something about yourself. And to me, that makes sense. Your inner world, 8th house, things that are going on internally. And I feel like with Pisces being there, things can probably get confusing. Or just lost very easily. I feel like you're also seeing something about relationships during this time, because I am getting that. There's something, I'm seeing you guys like roll up toilet paper. So I feel like there's something you are able to see at this time, like how you do relationships, or maybe what an issue is specifically in a relationship you're in, or if you're dating. There's something you guys are definitely in touch with. Is there anything else I want to add to that? No, but I feel like also what I was channeling was Jupiter being in Gemini, because Jupiter is the original ruler of Pisces. So I feel like I was channeling this. Like there's just something that's expanding at this time. I feel like with your psyche, like when it comes to Gemini, your thoughts, like I'm getting it with Mercury ruling Gemini. And this being in your 5th house in retrograde, there's something about communication and your thoughts in connection to dating that comes through here. So yeah. What else? What else do I want to go over? December 12th, Venus in Aquarius in your 7th house will be in opposition to Mars in Leo in retrograde in your 1st house. So again, December 12th, we have Venus in Aquarius in your 7th house opposing Mars in retrograde in Leo in your 1st. To me, this is going to create inner friction between you and the opposite sex. Either like, again, relationships, or maybe taking action, drive towards, friendships, people that you have these serious relationships with. You guys may be more driven to be alone during this time. Think about, your needs, your wants, the things you have to take care of, instead of giving attention to things outside of yourself. That could be it too. Or there could be like this friction when it comes to money, like feeling like you need to work towards this. You may not have the energy to, but it's like that you need to. That could be it as well. What else? Yeah, I just see this being some type of issue when it comes to romance, for sure. With the sun ruling Leo and this being in the 5th house and Mars being in 1st, I think you guys may be a little bit selfish during this time. That's another thing with Mars and Leo, like, because I definitely have been picking up on that you guys are reflecting, trying to figure something out, like why you aren't satisfied. And I wouldn't say that that's selfish energy, not at all. But maybe you guys are just thinking about your needs, your wants at this time, and it could be creating conflict with people you are involved with. So yeah, what I channel. Excuse me. Sorry. Traveling to, wait, no, that's the wrong one. Being at odds with people, wanting to talk shit, back and forth energy. Okay, so let's channel it for you guys. I'm getting you guys trying to balance your energy at this time. Like I'm seeing a yin yang type of symbolism. But while at the same time you're trying to balance your energy, there's something imbalanced because it's like you're going up to individuals and trying to see, like, is there a future with this person? Is there a future with this person? And I just keep getting it, like you're unsatisfied in the dating world right now. And I feel like there's something, it's either if there isn't a person you're interested in, then there's just a type of energy you want in your life when it comes to dating and romance. And it's like, it's almost like you're sipping on this potion is what I want to say. Like you're addicted to this idea of a person. Or it could be maybe somebody from the past that you daydream about. I don't know, that you haven't let go of. But I am seeing this energy of like you just like doing that, like holding them. You're holding somebody. So yeah. So you just may get easily frustrated during this transit with people who actually want to be with you versus like what it is you have, like your options. I don't see you as feeling fulfilled. December 15th, we have a full moon in Gemini. So in your 11th house, something will be illuminated when it comes to your group of friends. Or maybe the internet, you'll see something, you'll realize something. Something may be illuminated when it comes to traveling. Something may be illuminated when it comes to social networking. Your deepest dreams and desires, there could be something illuminated there. The ruler of this full moon is going to be Mercury because Mercury rules Gemini. So I'm going to look there. And again, we have Mercury in retrograde and Sagittarius in your 5th house. I think something will be illuminated when it comes to your group of friends and romance. So before I forget, I just want to say this because maybe it's a message for somebody out there. I'm seeing a cat. And then the scene changes, and I know this is totally random. But then I'm seeing a blunt. So you guys, you know, when I think of the moon in Gemini type of energy, I think of the mind overthinking. It's an overdrive. It's to the point where like you can't sleep or you have issues sleeping. So you guys may have the energy or try to have the energy of a cat, you know, and I know that sounds so stupid, but when I think of a cat like is super independent and it does whatever the fuck it wants. So you guys may be trying to definitely chill your mind or chill out during this time, because then I'm getting this energy. It changes to this. Like I'm literally seeing you guys do this. And I'm like, is it a pen? Is it a needle? Like what the fuck? I don't know what's going on, but it's a fidgety energy. So I see that happening. So I'm getting more of like your internal world, like what you'll be feeling during this time. Honestly, I'm getting a bunch of different energies. So I don't know if it's like, because Gemini energy could be scattered. This could be everything you're feeling, or I'm just getting different people's energies and how they'll be experiencing full moon in Gemini. I'm also seeing Stewie from Family Guy. So, you know, Stewie from Family Guy has this energy of, yeah, he's sarcastic and a little bit evil, but he's intelligent. He's extremely intelligent. I could see that being Uranus energy. It's like he's not from here. And that's what 11th house traditionally speaks of. I feel like actually this does make sense, all this different energy I'm picking up on, because it's like the next thing I see is like a bunch of people like want to hang out with you and you see this, but you kind of don't. But then the next scene, I'm seeing you guys being intimate with somebody. So moon in Aquarius, that also gives me that not necessarily jittery energy, but unstable with your emotions. There's ups and downs, and emotions can feel really real. And I'm not saying that they're not real. It's just they may not be as real as they feel, or it doesn't have, it's like you don't have to react or entertain these energies you feel, because you just want to lean in more towards the sun, which is intelligence, something that actually makes sense instead of the undercurrent, which would be like moon energy. So when the moon is in Gemini or Aquarius or Libra, there's this energy of like not being able to sit down, being able to focus, being able to, that's how I see this full moon going for you guys, because you have it in your 11th house, which technically belongs to Aquarius. And then you don't have it in Aquarius, you have it in Gemini, which is easily distracted. So I do think you guys will just have a bunch of different emotions. I don't even know if you'll either be in touch with this, or you're just going to be experiencing all these different moods and feelings. What I channel for the collective is you'll be hearing something about other people you already and intuitively knew about, but were ignoring. I do see you seeing people, so maybe that's how it'll manifest for you guys. Later that day, December 15th, Mercury goes direct in Sagittarius. So Mercury will be going direct in your 5th house in Sagittarius. To me, I feel like your thoughts will be more clear. Things will feel more stable despite Mercury being in a fire sign. I think when Mercury was in retrograde in a fire sign, things probably felt like your thoughts, you probably had a little bit of difficulty. Like I just don't get stability with Mercury in Sagittarius and retrograde. I do not get stability. I get random things happening that throw you off course. And more so when it comes to self-expression or romance and dating. Or even your group of friends. I think there would be some type of connection there because Jupiter's the ruler of Sagittarius and it's in your 11th house in Gemini. Okay, so let's channel that. When Mercury goes direct, I feel like I'm getting this energy of you guys trying to take control in your life. So, and it's not a bad energy. It's just like, I think whatever you're feeling during that full moon in Gemini, because that same day, Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, of that full moon, will be going direct, I'm getting like headaches. I'm getting like you trying to chill out because of all the over like thinking. So it's like I see your head and I see this band-aid. I can't draw, so whatever. And then I see you trying to tune everything out, and you put headphones on while trying to stay maybe grounded, balanced, take control. So yeah, that's how I see it affecting you guys specifically. How I channeled it for the collective, you're looking how to get out of something. Also, overeating, gaslighting. Oh wait, no, that was for a different rising sign. I'm sorry. But honestly, I could see that too. Definitely. But anyway, so looking how to get out of something. That could be like your own thoughts, or conversations you're having. So yeah, let's move on. December 18th, Sun in Sagittarius in your 5th house will be squaring Neptune and Pisces in your 8th house. So again, December 18th, we have the Sun in Sagittarius in your 5th house, and it's squaring Neptune and Pisces in your 8th house. So to me, you guys will be able to see something clearly when it comes to your inner world and romance. Like you'll be able to see through the illusion, the fantasy, but you may not like what you see, and you may not listen to your intuition. You may not listen to spirit. You may want to dip into that illusion is what I gather here, because the Sun is involved with Neptune. So I do think you'd be able to be in touch with the answer you're looking for, or a direction, or your intuition. But it's a square. That's karma. It's a block. It's friction. It's a holdup. It also makes it harder for you to access spirit or your higher self, a higher consciousness. So yeah, I think you will see something clearly, just my opinion. But you may not like what you hear or see, so you may choose to ignore it. So let's channel it for you guys. Okay, so exactly what I said is what I'm channeling. I feel like you'll be with somebody that either you like or you're dating. There's somebody you see that you're interested in. And I feel spirit like trying to tell you to walk away, like to go down, you know, another path, like go here. And I see you seeing it, like you see it very clearly. But instead, I feel like you guys overindulge is kind of the energy. I'm getting like temperance in reverse. Temperance when it's straight up would be like one foot in both worlds. And when it's in reverse, we can look at this as overindulging. Kylo, please. Sorry, guys. So I feel like you guys may get caught up in how you're feeling that day for this transit. And you rather just like do what pleases maybe your body, or, you know, you just want to be in the daydream. And I'm also picking up on like this also makes you feel victorious publicly. So you may want to keep up some type of persona during this time, instead of like maybe going down the path less followed. Okay, that's how it's coming through. What did I channel for the collective? Your higher self tries to guide you down a path that opens up for you that you see, but you ignore your higher self and keep walking down the path, which has a lot of possibilities. Yes, I think you guys will be feeling that type of energy. All right, December 19th, Venus in Aquarius in your, which one is it? Oh, 7th house. It's trining Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in your 11th. So again, December 19th, we have Venus in Aquarius in your 7th. It's trining Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini in your 11th. To me, this feels like good times with friends, good times with people you may be dating that feel like friends. It feels like socializing. It feels like playful energy. It feels like carefree energy. It's like if you had FOMO and like you were gonna stay in, but now you decide to go out. How are you feeling when you go out? Are you like enjoying the vibe or what? Like this is just good energy to me. I'm getting some type of peace offering on this day with, it feels like somebody you see in your future. I keep getting this person randomly where it's like I see a crystal ball, and it's supposed to be you guys like looking into it. And it's like after you give somebody, I feel like this person's either younger than you or you feel like they act childish. I don't know. I'm getting this energy of potentially immature or naive or youthful, young, something like this. And it's like you see a future with them, so you give them something which is symbolic of a peace offering. But I'm also then seeing other things during this transit. You're like very in touch with your group of people. Like you can see things very clearly with what's going on, whether they're spoken about or not. I'm also seeing you like writing. So you're definitely seeing things on this day and you're reflecting about it. You're taking notes. So Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, and we have Mercury here again, and Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. So this makes sense to me. You're definitely seeing something when it comes to romance. You're definitely seeing something with your group of friends. You're learning something here. Venus in Aquarius. You have Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius and Taurus. So yeah, you're definitely seeing something that you value when it comes to relationships, and you're trying to visibly express this. 10th house, the public house. Anything else? I'm definitely seeing you guys seeing something visibly with another person. Either like this person is talking to other people, but I'm also getting this energy about you guys as well. Again, there's really no stability, I feel like, this month. But I am seeing you guys being able to see something clearly when Venus trines Jupiter in retrograde. So what did I channel for the collective? I get people from the past coming back. The energy is unstable, but you know about their return, and so do other people. Okay. December 21st, Sun enters Capricorn. So the Sun is leaving your 5th house and is entering your 6th house in Capricorn. So wherever the Sun is, this is where we're going to be visible, whether we want to be or not. So you guys will be seen for something when it comes to work. You may be seen for, I don't know why, but I want to say finances, money's coming through, or just being valued. I'm also getting, I'm definitely getting, because the 6th house is the body, you know, like I'm definitely seeing you guys as being maybe focusing on sex during this time, or thinking about this, or trying to express your bodily needs. I don't know how else to say it, but yeah. What else? But overall, I would just say you're being seen at work. You're definitely focusing on things that would bring in stability, things that would be practical during this time. It has something to do with your regimen, your schedule, being focused, determined, things of that nature. I think you guys definitely are doing some type of healing, like in the house of healing, the 6th house. I think you're taking it seriously with your inner world, because Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn and it's currently in Pisces in your 8th house. So I think something is visible to you during this time when it comes to your inner world, and something that needs to transform, something that needs to change. And I think it's probably connected to relationships or sex. Potentially like how you're viewed in the public, or for some of you, this is definitely just talking about work, where you guys are eager to find a new job, or find a job that appreciates you, loves you, sees you, and recognizes you. I think this is definitely something you're feeling motivated to get, for sure. So let's channel it. There's definitely this energy of wanting to invest again. Another theme I feel like this month for you guys. And there's something about time being required here. So I'm definitely picking up on Saturn. So it's like you guys are working towards something. I don't know if you guys are speaking about it, but there's definitely something I feel like you're keeping to yourselves. I keep seeing like a clock, and then it changes into an alarm clock. That's a terrible imagery, drawing. But anyway, okay, so how I'm seeing it is, you guys, it may feel like something's taking forever, because I'm seeing you guys having difficulty going towards something or leaving something. It's like you're crawling. And there's a lot of light. So you guys are definitely in touch with whatever energy this is around this time. Maybe it just feels like your physical vitality. Oh, duh. I missed that one. Sorry. Yeah, with the 6th house being how you guys take care of your body, and Mars literally being in the 1st house, which talks about you and your body. Mars is in retrograde, so there's some type of slowdown. Something may feel like it's taking forever. Maybe you guys are really like, working out, Mars, 1st house. You guys may be trying to get physically fit during this time. This could be like to feel more positive, happy, and you're having difficulty either working out or seeing results. I'm definitely seeing like just something is taking a lot of time here. And for those of you where this is like, you're still trying to get a job and you're not seeing any results, I would say just keep trying. Just keep trying. Because you're going to, it's just, this is why I'm seeing time. It's in retrograde. So I could have sworn there was something else I wanted to say with this. Oh, the sun being in the sixth house, you also may feel this energy to want to help people. There is this natural Virgo energy that goes on in the sixth house, whether you have the sixth house in Virgo or not, where it's like you want to be seen for trying to help. So, but the thing is this, with Virgo energy, it's helping. But did anybody ask for the help? So, that's another thing I would advise you guys during this time. You may see people who need help and you may want to do that. I would say focus on yourself, because with Saturn being the ruler here of Capricorn, it's in your 8th house, your internal world. I think this is intentionally to transform either the way you guys eat or your mental well-being in order to feel physical vitality during this time. So what I channel for the collective is we are trying to work at bringing something back to life within us. Our higher self is guiding us. Yeah, definitely 100%. Like to take something seriously when it comes to your body and your health. Because it's affecting, the transits are affecting your physical well-being and potentially your mental well-being. You may want to give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. December 24th, Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in your 11th house is squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 8th house. So again, December 24th, Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde is squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 8th house. Okay, you're gonna want to give up. Don't give up. So this is another energy to me where it's like you're feeling happy, you're feeling positive. Jupiter vibes, right? Jupiter traditionally rules Sagittarius, super happy, optimistic energy. But now it's in Gemini. Still, and it's no disrespect to Geminis, but it's like playful energy, jackass energy, like is going to be playful to the point where it doesn't care how it looks. It's just a feel-good energy. It's on the same axis as Sagittarius. It just doesn't come off as calm, cool, collected. It comes off as like, okay, that person needs medicine. That person's on crack, for sure. So you won't be feeling that energy on this day. Saturn will be withholding you guys, like holding you guys back when it comes to socializing, expressing yourself, being optimistic, feeling go-lucky. Again, Saturn is just blocking this out for you guys during this time. It's going to create potentially depression, or you're just going to feel like you can't manifest. You're going to maybe if you guys were traveling with friends, you won't be able to. Could have something to do with money. But yeah, just remember, it's a phase. So what I channel for the collective is trying to find the light in the dark, listening for signs, and keeping certain people out. So let's channel it for you guys. Okay, so for some of you, random, but I can see it. For some of you, this would be feeling passionately, like there would be some type of makeup sex with somebody. I don't know, somebody's storyline out there. Another way of looking at this, I feel like, could be you could feel passionate about making up with somebody at this time. There's something about this being public though. So maybe your feelings are so like deep, Pisces, excuse me, that maybe you do something publicly on the internet. Or maybe you're just talking with a bunch of friends and it's like, it becomes like everybody's in everybody's business. I'm not too sure, but that's one way I was seeing it. I was also seeing it, oh shit, I forgot already. What did I see? Crap, hold on. That's right. Okay, so again, you guys are working towards something or trying to figure something out about a specific area in your life. I know that's so vague, but the reason I'm saying it like that is because time seems to keep coming up for you guys where there is like a focus because you're not able to either feel complete or satisfied, and it's like you almost want to figure this out to the point where it's like you now understand yourself. I'm getting this energy of freeing yourself of commitments, but at the same time being focused on being committed. Does that make sense? So I think for those of you that don't feel free, and you're feeling like the wrath of Saturn in your 8th house, where you're holding yourself back, or you're not able to go with the flow, you're just having difficulty in your internal world, you may want to free yourself from that. But it's like, in order to free yourself from that, you have to stay committed and focused. I'm getting like this balancing act with yourself in order to get your freedom. It's like you go down this path and you have to stay committed to whatever it is you're trying to work towards, because I'm getting something at this time. You may want to free your mind. You may want to free yourself from all these thoughts, especially if you don't have this natally. This is probably a lot for you guys, like too many thoughts. And because it's the ruler of the 9th house traditionally, and you guys have the North Node here and Chiron, you're being driven to figure, you know, like I said before, out something bigger than yourself. And if you're not always connected to that energy, it's kind of hard to pinpoint. But I feel like Spirit is saying, if you like basically have these therapy sessions with yourself, you can figure something out in order to feel free. And I think this is why you don't feel free, because Saturn in that 8th house. There's another message coming through that there's something you're seeing that you may feel very passionate about. But you have to see this either in a fair way, or you just need to balance out your energies internally in order to see something clearly, or understand something to the point where now you get something is fair, is what I'm getting. I'm definitely getting Cancer energy, your 12th house, which is connected to Pisces, and your 8th house because Neptune's here. We also have Saturn. I think you're seeing something again that either makes you feel fiery, either for positive or negative, meaning positive, passionate, or negative, pissed off. And it's like, you're not seeing something in a 50-50 type of way. And this is because the South Node is in Libra. So it's like, again, you're driven. We're all driven to a certain degree, the collective, to be selfish and to think about our desires, our needs. But you're meant to expand your mind here, Sagittarius energy, expand, and think and see something big picture. Because I don't think you are. I'm getting more of this. I'm sorry. I'm seeing North Node in Aries type of energy, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing you use your South Node in Libra. You're not supposed to stay away from the South Node. You're supposed to integrate it. You're supposed to use this in order to get to that. So in order to see the bigger picture in your life right now about a situation, you need to think about how you communicate in relationships, how relationships have been for you, and think about not just like what has been done to you, but what you've also done in relationships, because I am getting relationships. You have to think about how you've played your part with whatever pain or anger you're currently feeling. And the same applies for if you're feeling eager to win at something and you're not seeing the win. I'm getting you're not seeing something clearly. You may be focusing in on too much of your feelings, your needs, your wants, and it distracts you. It holds you back. But the goal here is to free yourself, right? Freedom, Sagittarius energy. All right. December 26th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 5th house is opposing Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in your 11th. So again, December 26th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in your 5th house. It's opposing Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini in your 11th. So you're going to be feeling inner friction about wanting to see the bigger picture and just talk about that type of stuff about yourself, or dating. But it's like the people you're dating or your group of friends are going to want all the tiny details. So they're at odds with each other, because when someone just wants to talk like surface level, I almost want to say, and that doesn't mean they're fake. It's just like not going too deep. But then somebody wants to go deep. It's kind of annoying, right? So what I channeled for the collective is someone reaching out from the past and apologizing. I see this person as loyal. I see you will feel anger for this person and then better once they reach out. I think that could be possible for some of you, because Mars is in retrograde. And let me see again. Sorry. Mercury's in Sagittarius in your 5th house. And if that 5th house traditionally belongs to Leo, and we have Mars in retrograde here, and Jupiter's the ruler of your 5th house, but right now it's in your 11th, which speaks of the internet, social networking, groups of friends. Yeah, I think it's possible someone could be reaching out at this time, and it could feel, you could feel some type of way. So let's channel it for you guys. Okay, the way I'm seeing it is super weird. What are they called? Deviled eggs? I'm seeing an egg and it's cut in half and the yolk being taken out, or yeah, it's still whatever it's called, when it's what am I thinking of? Hard-boiled eggs? Yeah, hard-boiled eggs. You guys are scooping it out, which means there's egg whites, right? It's not really, well, it's kind of like egg whites. It's egg whites, whatever. I don't care. So you guys may be, healthy. You guys may be trying to make healthier choices, but then you get tempted on this day, because I'm definitely picking up on either you're reaching out to people for sex or people are reaching out to you, but I'm definitely picking up on sex 100%. So if it doesn't actually happen, then I'm thinking you're just feeling this inner friction because you're trying to make different choices, or you're trying to focus on something, and it's like this would be a distraction. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing that for you guys. Let's see. December 26th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in your 5th house. It's squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 8th. So again, December 26th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in your 5th house, squaring Saturn in Pisces. How is this going to manifest for you? On this day, I'm seeing a breakup, or at least your higher self is guiding you again to go down a certain path. And it's like I see you really trying. I see you actually like either ending a relationship with someone or a connection with someone. I don't know if you go, but it felt like you were. You're definitely seeing that you're not in touch with this person that you are currently with or like talking to. Like the vibe isn't there, or it's just you don't feel the same way anymore. So what I channel for the collective is conversations about sex. Okay, that could be a thing for some of you guys. December 27th, Venus in Aquarius in your 7th house is squaring Uranus in retrograde in Taurus in your 10th. So again, we have December 27th, Venus in Aquarius in your 7th house is squaring Uranus in retrograde in Taurus in your 10th house. So I think definitely number one, money may be an issue at this time. You guys may have spent too much money, or like a bill that you thought was paid for was not paid for. Yeah, I just look at this as like shaking a champagne bottle, and then you know what happens. So it could be also potentially fighting with people. Could be fighting with people at work, fighting with your group of friends, fighting with someone you're dating right now. Like this could be a breakup. Honestly, it has breakup energy all over it. So what I channel for the collective is I'm seeing a roller coaster based on something you're trying to build that you don't know about. I'm seeing something growing, and I'm getting sparks, something new. Yeah, I'm just seeing again, it's like you're trying to follow your higher self. You're trying to follow this feeling of that you're supposed to go somewhere. You're supposed to be doing something, whether it's a job, a person. There is something that you're very much in touch with. And I see there being friction here on this day. Like, you have a book, you're reading it 1 second, and then all of a sudden I feel like something random happens. It's like you get a phone call, then you hang up. So it feels like this, something you want is at a distance. That's how it's coming through. It's almost like every time they do one of those movies where the castle is in the distance, or like Aladdin, like I think of that palace and then like the town outside the palace. It's like you guys are trying to get to the palace, but like something randomly seems to stop you guys, or it's like you guys are like in that movie like Labyrinth, where it's like you have to go through that maze in order to get to the castle. That's the energy on this day. So yeah, December 29th, Chiron goes direct in Aries. I think, well, I'm just going to read what I channeled. For the collective, I channeled chilling out from your problems, not as stressed, not as much pressure. You are the hermit going down an unknown path, but people are following you. So I feel like when Chiron goes direct, we will not be as insecure or acting out, or whatever type of inner wound we've been dealing with. For you guys, it has something to do with, I would think anyway, if it's not traveling, then I'm going to say it could be like a fear of traveling. Then I would say it has something to do with a belief system. It would have something to do with school, education, not feeling smart. The fact that it's in Aries, you may feel like there's nothing but conflicts here. People are constantly fighting you when it comes to these topics. So I think during this time, you're just going to be able to heal any type of inner child wound that you've been dealing with during this time. I feel like I'm getting the throat and abandonment. Abandonment I could see with Chiron being in Aries. And I feel like the throat I'm picking up on because Jupiter's in Gemini. So I think of talking a lot. And feeling like you can't talk is what I'm picking up on. I'm getting like physically walking away, or at least energetically, it feels like you're walking away from people or situations where you don't feel like anything, or where you feel like you can't express yourself. That's something I'm picking up on. December 30th, there is a new moon in Capricorn in your 6th house. So new moon in Capricorn on December 30th. What do I think is going to be happening? Something new when it comes to work. Something new when it comes to how you're seen. Something new when it comes to a daily regimen. You guys may be trying like a new exercise at this time. You guys may be trying meditation. Something that would make sense, something that would be practical when it comes to everyday living. I think because Saturn's in your 8th house, the ruler of your 6th house, you guys are trying to, you're experiencing some type of Saturnian lesson when it comes to the things that you can't control. The things that you may try to control. And it's like you're being asked to be more practical when it comes to how you heal. Because something gets lost for you guys with Pisces energy. It's very hard for you guys to hold on to maybe reflecting. It's like maybe 1 minute you realize something and then the next minute it's gone. So then you find yourself in these repetitive 8th house issues. Honestly, it's like wherever Pisces is in our chart, something is confusing. Something is, there's misunderstandings happening here. Just think of Pisces in general. These people, they give amazing advice. They're able to see something when it comes to other people, but with their own life, they're a little bit, and this isn't every Pisces, obviously, but there's something hard, right? Because like for anyone, whether you're a Pisces or not, it's like, do as I say, not as I do. There's something to that with like Virgo Pisces energy. So I think here it's like you guys are asked to literally train your mind, train your inner world. Honestly, you guys may be forced to, because you got Neptune in the 8th. I didn't even think of it that way. When it comes to your like feeling physically not the same, either because it's like, it's either like random things would happen, and these like things that feel like health ailments, it's like they would come and go. And it's like they wouldn't even be, it's like the doctor wouldn't even be able to diagnose it. It's like when you show up to the doctor's office and they're like, yeah, you have this. And then a few days later you go back and they're like, yeah, it's gone. You don't have it anymore. Or it's like you could be feeling something internally, and then on the x-ray or the CAT scan, MRI, nothing shows up, but you know what you're feeling. That's Neptune in the 8th house. So I feel like this is more of a body thing for you guys to take care of your health, especially while Mars is transiting your first house in Leo and it's in retrograde. And Uranus in retrograde being in that 10th house in Taurus, like it's either something randomly happening where you feel like you really need to focus on your health, or you guys are out of nowhere maybe hearing from a job or getting a new job, or meeting people, meeting the right people in order to get more money or a different type of income. I think that's definitely possible during this time. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I hope it helps. I hope it resonates. Let me know if any of this stuff ends up happening, okay? All right, bye guys.